This was an epic bounce back from what happened last night, and personally, a little bit of a rough day for me, just for personal reasons. But, anyways, this was a really, really amazing win against the defending champions, Milwaukee Bucks. Look, I know didn't have Giannis, Holiday, and Middleton, but we didn't have the best basketball player in the world, as known as Kawhi Leonard, or MVPG took a rest. Norman Powell, Batum, Morris also took their rest, and we just pretty much got a really beautiful blowout against the Milwaukee Bucks. And first half, it was actually like promising for the Bucks. It was like fairly close, but then pretty much third quarter is when we just literally was stomping it on against the Bucks. We were just like draining threes. We were just completely doing our thing. In fourth quarter, man, we just took over. We just took over. So our starting lineup was much different. We had Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, Luke Kennard, Zubac, and Rocco, and it was really good. Like, man, it was just amazing, amazing, and everybody pretty much ate. Like, everyone pretty much did their thing, and everybody like was like their own like playmaker in a way. Amir Coffey got the most assists. He had 7 assists, which is I am a huge proponent of Amir Coffey running the point guard, and it shows that he's pretty solid in doing that. Um, and also we get to see Xavier Moon play, so that was actually pretty good. And I thought Xavier Moon was a pretty solid player for the Clippers, and he could be a solid backup point guard for down the stretch. And then now I'm just gonna go player by player. So first of all, we got Amir Coffey. He did pretty spectacular. He was shooting really great from the three-point line. He dropped 32 points, got 7 assists. He was pretty much good all around. And Amir Coffey, he's pretty much like honestly like the most improved Clipper, because considering like the first 3-4 month, Amir Coffey was just like like just like more like an afterthought, and now he was like definitely a key player, and gotta respect the epic rise of Amir Coffey. Although like when he chopped off his dreads, he started off became pretty mid, and then now he's pretty good. He's just showing that he's a pretty high IQ point forward. If like if you really like see the game, like because he's this really big dude that can throw some dimes, and that's great that he's pretty good at threes as well too, and he's just good all around. Glad to see. Then you got Luke Kennard, really great shooter. Just typical Luke Kennard things. He also had some pretty nice assists as well too, considering he played quarterback back in high school, and defense improved. Um, pretty just typical Luke Kennard, like did pretty well. Just simple as that. Um, then you got Zubac. Zubac was solid. He was fairly solid. I believe went something like 5 for 8. Got that one interesting spin around dunk or something like that, or did he miss that? I forgot, but did fairly solid. Um, then you got Terrence Mann, as known as my personal nickname for T-Man, T Hustle, because he hustles, plays great defense, and he was pretty good in this game too. But then he eventually kind of got more of the rest. But Terrence Mann, he's just really, really, really good. Especially his 3-point shooting was pretty good, and then he like he showcased what's he built of. Like he's a pretty good player. Just great defender, great IQ, just a really gritty blue collar player, and he got that one beautiful posterization dunk on the homie, the former Clipper Serge Ibaka. Like, that's just great. That is just nice and tough, straight up, straight up, kaboom. And then the best for last. You know what? Since I said best for last, I'm not gonna even say it till the last. Alright. Well, after I describe every when I give after I give the reviews of every Clippers player, but then we had Xavier Moon. Um, I thought he did pretty solid. Just a pretty smart point guard. Just throw some solid dimes. Nothing too much. Made some, just made some, mid range. Even made a little bit of a deep three. Didn't do, too much, but he's definitely not bad. You can't go too wrong with Xavier Moon. Defense, um, he's not the worst. He's pretty solid actually. Like he knows his spot, just knows what to do. Like I said, he could definitely be a Clipper for a little while because just pretty solid player, pretty solid player, and glad to see that he's actually getting the chance because I actually peeped some Agua Caliente games and Xavier Moon. Hey, he got some promise in him. Like he's definitely a like a starting point guard type caliber of some teams. Like he's kind of like a TJ McConnell in a way, which is a solid, smart point guard. Just may not be the flashiest, but just solid. Simple as that. Pretty solid. And yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein, who he got some exciting dunks, and he attempted like a decent amount of three considering for a big man. And also compared to Zubac, of course, he attempted like three threes, made one, which is that's pretty good. And Hartenstein is a pretty smart player, and I loved his playmaking. Like his playmaking was real nice, especially for a 7 footer. Like that was just pretty good. Like especially the homie Hartenstein. Like Hartenstein he's just that like a big man with like almost a complete package because of course he's not like 3-point shooting in his game is not ultimately like Karl Anthony Towns or like a Jokic, but it's getting there. He shows a lot of flashes, and who knows next season he definitely could be like a pretty good 3-point shooter. Like I mean, when Hartenstein was actually in his G League, like there were moments when he was just straight up knocking him down, like straight up swishing it, like he had a heat check. But of course, he cannot really show that yet. And the real game's unfortunate because I don't think Tyronn Lue would really let him do that. But I would be open for. I would be actually cool if Tyronn Lue just like eased the brakes and let the bigs like shoot some threes, like try to expand the range. Like I know Zubac, like he has yet to stretch his range. Like um, I know his free throws is not good tonight, but I mean I'm definitely open for Zubac to stretch his range because like I mean the league is changing and big man's like it's better for a big to shoot threes. Like if a big can shoot at threes, that would definitely be helpful for like any team, especially for a team like the Clippers. But anyways, like I said, the best for last. Robert Covington. Oh my goodness, that man was just he went 11 for 18 from the 3-point line, which is 61% from the three. That's just amazing. Just if that isn't amazing or extraordinary, then I don't know what is amazing to you because that man was doing all types of stuff. Like he dropped like 43 points or something like that. I forgot, but he was just swishing it. He was also, pretty good slashing as usual, but Rocco was just everything, straight up everything. Like he's literally the complete package of a really good ideal wing. Like honestly, could you imagine Robert Covington with the Clippers during Lob City? That'd been pretty helpful, especially like how the Clippers definitely could have used it like a stretch. wing because like our like starting wing was Mute, but anyways, Roko, he was just ooh, he was just straight up like all around. Like I loved him since back in Philly. Like when he had that Afro mohawk, he was he's just unbelievable tonight. Like he shot like Ray Allen, or he shot like prime Klay Thompson, because that man was just wow, just wow. Like if we're just being 100. All right, now let's talk about some Bucks players. So first of all, you got Javon Carter, pretty good bucket getter. He got 8 assists, solid. Nawara, he was our leading scorer. He was making threes, just did his thing. And actually did pretty good, I should say. And then Serge Ibaka, former Clipper, he was decently promising. Just being a really good ideal big. I still did not like that we traded Serge Ibaka because I thought that he was a pretty good, solid player. But at the same time, though, I guess supposedly the roster may be full or something like that. But I just, I just thought that Serge could have been still pretty good for the Clippers, especially like how he played against players like AD and Jokic, especially on Jokic. Like Serge Ibaka, I feel like he's a good kryptonite to play against Nikola Jokic, but I guess the Bucks, hey, great pickup for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then I don't remember who else, but Pat Connaughton, solid, nothing too much. George Hill, just an old veteran big. Um, his playmaking was pretty solid, and he's in his playmaking highlight is in one of my films that I'm about to show you soon. But just nothing too much, just solid. Um, and then you got Bobby Portis, who's like been pretty good for the Bucks. Like he's been their glue guy, their energy guy. 6'10", he could kind of stretch it, like from mid range. He did not make any from threes, but he was pretty versatile, just pretty good for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then, and they also got Sandro, I forgot how to pronounce his name, but he was somewhat of a big name in the NBA draft, and he showed lots of flashes of being a promising big man, like especially like in terms of him, being able to kind of stretch the floor. He has some decent IQ. Like defense was also pretty solid for like a rookie, but he's like an older rookie. But I mean, I don't know who else to talk about that is on the Milwaukee Bucks that was pretty like significant. But anyways, let's just dive into some of these films. So first of all, ooh, this beautiful. Look at that. Look how what Terrence Mann did on Ibaka. Ooh. Oh yes. Yes. That was just like straight up exciting. Just bam on the man's surge. Alright, next to the film. I love this beautiful ball movement. So Luke Kennard, especially when I said like he showed a lot of good playmaking. Look at him, just it looks like he's about to take the shot, but then he just three like three of the men they overhelped a lot, so it definitely resulted in a wide open man, especially Portis. Like like they kind of had to pick their poison because like if Portis didn't step up to Luke could have just got a reverse lay, but Portis said like, nah, I don't want like an easy two, so he just stepped up on Luke Kennard, and then look at that, and then boom on Coffee, and then bam, that 3-pointer. Ooh, that was a nice ball movement. And another one. This is kind of like a Milwaukee Bucks highlight. Just want to try to show both parties. George Hill. Then a nice little bouncing pass to Bobby Portis. Just got that exciting little dunk. Um, Then next was let's see. Um, I kind of messed up on the film in this one. My bad. My bad on this. But last one was just simply Roka just switching to three. Just pretty good. Just because Rocco just did real good. But none else to see for the other films is just like probably me messing up with the recordings. But it was overall it was just a great game. Like we were literally like I believe like 60% from the three. Like we were shooting it like great. Like we were like man like Rocco like he hit like 11 threes, which is I think that's like the most like 3 point shot made for a Clipper, which is that is epic. Like I don't know what else to say, but anyways, just let me know what you think about this amazing bounce back game, and be sure to leave a comment below, and be sure to leave a like and comment, subscribe, and I'll definitely get with y'all in the comment section. And as y'all know, Clip City, Chip City.